Hi guys, today's video is something a little different. I think one of the main purposes of me starting this channel, besides to document my investment ideas, is also to share my thoughts on the things that have happened in my life. So I like to dedicate my part 1 of my personal series on sharing my life journey over the past few years and where I am right now. Firstly, for anyone watching this video, I am based in Singapore and I'm 22, turning 23 this year. I'm graduating from university, which means that I'll be entering working life soon. For starters, I grew up in Singapore all my life and my parents were immigrants from China. I went to a junior college in Singapore and sat for the GCSE A-level examinations when I was 18 years old. After taking the A-levels, I had to decide on the degree I wanted to pursue, and this was probably the first major decision I had to make in my life. And I had 3 main decisions to make. Firstly, I had to make up my mind on what degree I wanted to pursue. And for those at this juncture of their lives, I'd say it's 100% okay to not know what you want to do at that point in your life. I don't think that pre-university education helps students make that choice actively. Secondly, I had to decide if I wanted to go overseas or stay local for university. If I wanted to go overseas, I had to take a scholarship to finance that. And lastly, I had to decide which university I wanted to choose. I think on hindsight, one overarching advice I would give for juniors would be that if these choices seem overwhelming, don't stress because they're probably not going to define your life. There are pros and cons of going overseas or staying local, and amongst the local schools, I don't think the university you choose is really going to make such a huge defining impact. So relax and don't stress about these too much because there's no one absolute better path than the others. So here's what happened. I applied for medicine but got rejected. I then made the decision to stay locally for university because I wasn't keen on the idea of taking a scholarship, which means that I'll have to be bonded to an agency after I graduated. For those who aren't familiar with the Singaporean setting, if you take a scholarship provided by, say, the government, you have to work with them for 4 to 5 years after you graduate. If you choose not to, which means breaking the bond, you will have to pay your whole tuition fees in full. Therefore, because I wanted optionality, I opted to stay local. With that, I decided to apply to business school in Singapore because I felt that such a generalized degree could provide me with lots of job options in the future. I was also super fortunate to get a scholarship from the school itself that was bond-free. And it's probably no surprise to you if you follow my videos that I study finance and I intend to work in finance in the future. There's actually a ton of careers that you can choose from with a business degree like consulting, auditing, operations, marketing, and entrepreneurship. Even within finance, there's a ton of areas to work in ranging from research, investment banking, commercial banking, sales and trading, wealth management, etc. Generally, why I chose finance was because I thought the work was interesting, I met lots of smart people in the area, and I learned a lot. I think it is also a right fit for my personality and strengths. I did a bunch of internships when I was in university, probably spending almost a third of my time doing internships. I think these internships played a major part of exposing me to the industry, and I was able to learn across both equities and credit, as well as work in both buy-side and sell-side firms. I was fortunate to land an investment banking internship at a bulge bracket, and after I graduate, I'll be working in the asset management industry. I think these internships have reaffirmed that finance is the correct industry for me, and that this is something that I enjoy doing. In my next few videos, besides covering my usual stocks, I want to do videos on landing internships, key takeaways from internships, investment banking in Singapore, the differences between sell-side and buy-side, how I manage my salary, etc. If there's anything else you guys want to see, please comment down below too. And lastly, consider subscribing to my channel and see you next time as usual.